Hey everybody, once again I am the Fish and I've gone on a little casting marathon for today, casting games from 6M maps, and hopefully I'll be able to finish this one before my voice gets too hoarse. But this is going to be a new map, and it's a new type of gameplay. So again, if you aren't familiar, these are 6M maps. That means they have 6 mineral fields and 1 rich Vespene geyser. The net result is that both players have 25% less income per base to work with. And hopefully that leads to better macro games, more base taking, more macro, and just generally more harassment, more fun games to watch, and more skill-based play and less 2-base all-ins. So this is going to be a new map. It's going to be by none other than Barrin himself, who is spawning in the bottom right corner as the green Zerg. Spawning in the top left as the red Protoss is going to be JCIT. That's what I'm going to call him for short. And it's going to be a Zerg versus Protoss. Now, Barrin has stated that this map is meant to kind of alleviate some of the symptoms that Protoss players have been having. They say it's very hard to expand at kind of the same rate as Zerg and Terran players, or at least the Terran players have kind of the advantage of mules, which allows them kind of to boost their income. So a lot of Protoss players have been saying, well, it's kind of hard to expand on these maps, and well, this map has a nice little feature. It's a backdoor expansion. You can't get at this except by going through the main base or by flying there, so it's going to be a nifty little map feature to see. And as I think I said already, but Barrin, of course, is the maker of this map, and it's going to be a pretty good game, I think. We've got a fast expanding Zerg, so Zerg versus Protoss here. And the name of the map is Braxis Delta. You can see there's a thread for it on Team Liquid, and of course you can just go on North America server and play it. I think it's also up on EU, or it should be shortly. And it's a pretty fun map. I can't guarantee there won't be any changes to it, as Barrin just published this a couple days ago. But again, should be a pretty fun game. So I'm going to start to maybe try and analyze the build orders. But again, with these new maps, nobody really knows what the build orders are supposed to look like anymore. So but it is a pretty late pool for Barrin. No gas taken just yet, and his second hatchery is about to finish. Looks like that'll be done about the same time as the spawning pool, which is a good timing. If you are able to pop that Overlord, you can get 2 queens out right away. And it looks like in lieu of doing that, Barrin's actually going to be taking a 3rd base very fast. So this is a very aggressive way to expand in this matchup. JCIT, meanwhile, still only on 1 base. He's going to be working on getting Warp Gate research going. And he is saving up a bunch of money, so it looks like he's going to want to take this in-base natural expansion. So anyway, Braxis Delta, some of the notable features of this map, of course, is this base, which is kind of a free 3rd base, or a free 2nd base, I should say. This is going to be your natural, which is a little bit wider. Well, I guess this is your 3rd base, but it's got a pretty wide open entrance, so you're not guaranteed to take this base right away. Then, meanwhile, on this low ground, there's a gold mineral base as well, so that can provide a lot of fast income. Over here on the low ground, there's kind of an easily defensible mineral-only base, but on the high ground, there is going to be a 6 mineral, 2 gas base. So we see one Zergling scouting out a bit. It's going to be dancing with these probes as both of them are on the way. Oh, this is actually a Stalker. He's going to be moving in to maybe try and do some harassment and see what's going on in the Zerg base. Make sure there are no all-ins coming their way. JCIT, meanwhile, is going to be building a 2nd Nexus. So a couple spy crawlers going down, and Zerglings on the way. Should have no trouble denying the Stalker any real information, except that to say that this is a very fast 3rd base. So if you didn't get a chance, you can also check out me playing against JCIT. We're both Diamond League players. We face off on Cross Point. It's a pretty good game. It's Terran versus Protoss. Terran's not exactly my main race, but still a pretty good game nonetheless. We do see Hallucination now coming down for JCIT, although it looks like that'll probably just be for scouting purposes. He probably wants to get the information that he was denied from this Stalker. But we don't really see any tech down for Barrin just yet. He's playing very economically. He's doing sort of a Spinishiwa style, or even you could say like a Stefano style, where he kind of goes for... Oh no, that's different from Stefano style. Stefano would have gone layer already. But anyway, he's doing like a Spinishiwa double fast expand, and you might say, wow, this is really powerful. Like, how can the Protoss do anything against it? But again, you got to keep in mind that these bases are 6 minerals, so Barrin right now is effectively on 2 regular bases. If you want to think about it in terms of bases, it's basically 2 regular bases plus 2 extra mineral fields, and a little bit more gas than you'd be getting on 4 geysers. You're now on 3. You'd be on 3 rich geysers. So now we do see the layer coming down. Meanwhile, back at home, we see JCIT. He's going to be starting to research Blink, and his hallucination is finished, and looks like he's going to be throwing down another Nexus. He's floating a lot of minerals, so I'm not sure if that indicates he's unsure what to do, or you know, what's going on with that. Now he's going to be throwing down another Nexus, and yeah, so not much really going on here. I'm kind of surprised. He was macroing up pretty well when I faced off against him. 2 more pylons and a couple stalkers. It looks like he wants to put on some pressure here, but there is now roaches out on the field, as well as 3 spine crawlers, upgrades on the way. So I don't see this sort of push really doing much of anything. If he wanted to attack, the time had already come and gone. But he is going to be trying to macro up here. He's throwing down 2 more gateways. He's going to be able to pick off an overlord in the center of the map, possibly even 2. He's going to be probably setting up a forward pylon. Oh, can't use that probe. So he's going to be setting up a forward pylon. He's now actually spending his money, and we see a bunch of upgrades just get started for Barrin. He's now supply blocked, so that can be problematic for him. He's going to morph in a couple stalkers over here. Warp in a couple stalkers, and try to establish another forward pylon, but the supply is going to be favoring Barrin. He's got more spine crawlers on the way. Still a number of roaches and zerglings to defend at his natural. So Barrin's basically going for roach play. It looks like he's actually going to be canceling those 2 spine crawlers as he's getting a swell of units coming out. He wants that money to spend on units. And roach speed on the way, roach attack +1, burrow on the way. All the roach upgrades that you want are now coming down. JCIT looks like he's going to be pushing in for an attack here. He's got blink stalkers, so that's a pretty good way to poke in without taking too much risk. You can always blink out of there, but that +1 attack's coming down and +2 armor, and these roaches are about to go from zeros to heroes, as that roach speed means that they can definitely chase down any stalkers. JCIT will not see a 4th base, so it looks like he wants to put on some pressure. Will he do it? He's toying with the idea. There's a lot of creep there, but a bunch of spine crawlers. He's going to be microing back. A nice blink micro. He's going to be able to take out a bunch of these units. But as I said before, these units are looking very strong. This +1 attack just finishes, and +1 armor against the 0/0 stalkers is going to be kind of a one-sided fight. So we now see even more upgrades coming down. You guys ever notice there's a lot of upgrades for Zerg to get? There's a lot of upgrades. Well, I guess it makes sense because some of their buildings are actually units. In Soviet Russia, building is unit and unit is building. Okay, but this is a building, I guess. And looks like JCIT is actually going to fall back here. And here's why. There's a Nidus Worm about to spawn right in his natural expansion. And will these probes be able to get it? Yes, they will be able to stop the Nidus. But there's a nice little space here, and another Nidus is going to be popping out. And JCIT's not reacting to this. He's microing with his stalkers over here. And oh no, this Nidus Worm is actually going to pop right into his base, and Barrin's moving all of his roaches into the Nidus network. And now they're going to start to pop out over here, so some force fields are going to hold them off a little bit, but these sentries are still in range of the roaches. And this is a comical situation, but these sentries aren't going to be able to hold them off forever. Right now, Barrin has actually burrowed all his roaches underneath. Meanwhile, the stalkers are moving back into position, but they're going to unburrow, and they're going to be faced with an upgrade deficit. All the probes are now being pulled off the line, and a great concave by Barrin on all of these stalkers. Good blink micro is going to save a few of them, but I don't think it's going to be enough, as all of these roaches are going to be moving in. Now burrowing again to regenerate some hit points. But he's actually going to be working himself into a corner. And, oh, you don't want to go over there, JCIT. You want to stay back over here. And Barrin's got himself into a nice position. And without a couple of immortals on the field, there's really nothing JCIT can do to stop. Now it looks like he's going to be popping a Nidus Worm over here to get some more reinforcements. Try to focus down this network. Nexus, and a bad misclick. He's actually going to be trying to take out this Nidus Worm and deny the reinforcements, but all the stalkers are going to die. And there is the GG from JCIT. So that is a strategy that everybody wanted to work, or at least all the Zerg players wanted to work back in like the early days of StarCraft 2, but it just never does. And again, I think that these 6M games could kind of show us a way that we can start to see some of these strategies come back, make a sort of a resurgence, as the gameplay dynamics are totally different in 6M. So anyway, good game, well played by Barrin, totally a bit unexpected, I'd say, and you know, it's a lot of fun. So check out Barrin's map. It's called oh man, what is it called? It's called Braxis Delta, and it's on North America right now, so you can go play it right now. Channel 7M if you want to find a teammate or a partner to play with. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.